So I would like to introduce Daniel Ramsey. Daniel Ramsey is the owner and CEO of MyOutDesk. And what I like about Daniel a lot is not just because he shares the same name like my youngest son, Daniel, also has been a real estate agent in the past. And that I find extremely helpful when you start a company that solves real estate problems. So him and his brother founded MyOutDesk, realized there was a huge need for real estate agents having somebody else do the repetitive task, like having it done through virtual assistants. And his knowledge in this industry is an immense asset when it comes to business development, sales, marketing strategies. And he really has proven to provide a foundation for the core competencies and value from the realtor perspective. And so without further ado, I will now introduce Daniel Ramsey, CEO of MyOutDesk. Daniel, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Christoph. I'm really excited to be here. I'm even more excited to hear that your son and I share a name. So that's good stuff. And I want to thank everybody that's joining us today. I know your time is valuable. I know that even an hour in the middle of the day is precious, probably worth a couple $1,000s. So we're going to make sure that this webinar is going to share a ton of secrets, a ton of strategies, and we're going to have a bunch of free giveaways as we go through this, so that, even if you don't plan to move forward with our strategies, our product, or Landvoice, you're going to get something of value for being here and staying with us for all the way to the end. In fact, Christoph was nice enough to share with us some scripts that they've found as best practices, as well as an e-guide, and we're going to give that away at the end as a free gift for spending your valuable time. But let's dive in. What we're going to be talking about today is how to structure a 7-figure business in less than 90 days without losing money on bad hires or training your competition. And this is really important. So we're going to talk about MyOutDesk, our virtual assistants, and really how we've changed the industry. Christoph is right. We're 9 years in. I just signed the 9-year certificate of the first virtual assistant I ever hired, and we've learned a lot over the years. We've got some of the most highly successful agents, and they choose to work with us because they see the value in our leverage that we bring to the table. We hire people who are highly competent, and we put them in teams that are growing across the nation, and we solve problems for agents. So some of the examples, Tristan Ahumada, you guys might know him from Lab Code Agents, Nolly Williams, a speaker. Each of these people, Ben Kenny, Ken Wemberly. Ken's the #1 commercial agent in Texas. I really love that guy. He is an operations guru, has a bunch of our virtual assistants. Tim and Julie Harris, probably the #1 coach in the real estate world, 15 years of experience coaching agents and growing teams. They have 12 of our virtual assistants. Lisa Archer, you'll hear a little bit about her strategies today. And Andrew and Angela Duncan, these guys are crazy. I think they're on pace this year to do 1,600 deals. So if you're on this webinar, we're going to share some of the strategies and secrets that these agents are using to dominate their market with a virtual assistant. And after 14 plus years of doing it, Christoph is right. I'm a licensed broker. We built this business for real estate agents by real estate agents. And so if you're wondering, there's a couple of predictable sources of income, and we're going to talk about it. And I'm so excited to be here with Landvoice because they're in that equation. And here's what you can know. You can generate good listing leads and clients consistently with 2 or 3 processes and 1 good virtual assistant. So what we want you to know is there's 3 patterns agents who achieve all of their dreams, the dream lifestyle, have in common, and you can model them to get rid of all the headaches, all the uncertainty, and any of the guesswork, okay? And here's the positive thing. Any agent can do this, regardless of who you are. Now, there is the hard way. That is riding the roller coaster that is real estate. We all know that roller coaster, going through like the feast and famine cycle, losing thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours in the hire and fire cycle, trying to build a team, investing lots of money into technologies and leads and people, and marketing, and only to see the marginal results at best. Here's what's crazy. Your work life owns you. You're losing time with family, friends, loved ones. You're not making memories. The idea of a balanced life sounds like a little bit of a sci-fi fantasy. We're here to tell you it is possible. This is a client, highlight #1, meet Toral. I was really excited to meet her. She's been a client about 4 years now. I got a chance to actually spend some time with her over the weekend. We were at a conference together. And what she realized that if you don't have an assistant, you are one. She started building a team, including virtual assistants. Last year, she did 170 transactions, $60 million in volume. And here's what she says. Anything that can be done virtually should be done virtually. And what I love about her team is that the people on her team are primarily salespeople. They're out there earning revenue for her team, and our team, our virtual assistants, is supporting all of those processes for her. She's a really great example of how to do it. If you want the easy way to set up predictable streams of new listings without all the headaches, we have those for you. There are 3 secrets we're going to talk about today. Secret number 1, agents are getting scammed by the real estate lead generation sub-industry. Okay, we're going to go over that. Number 2, you can get good listing leads for less than $2,000 a month, $1,000 if you had to. Secret number 3, you can build a predictable business without hijacking your entire life. Now, we're going to dive into each of the secrets here. I don't know if you guys know Howard Tiger. He founded Tiger Leads back in the day, and now he's the founder of Ylopo, another real estate lead thing. And here's what he had to say. The annual volume of home sales hasn't changed much, but the number of leads we're producing in the industry is exponential. This is a big problem. There's a disconnect. At the end of the day, there are only so many numbers of transactions out there that are gonna happen in a given realtor's market. Yet we're producing exponential geometric number of leads, meaning more and more leads are happening. What's happening is real estate leads are being daisy chained. Basically, the number of leads sold annually doesn't swing too much, but the number of leads being sold is literally climbing. There's a massive disconnect between what is available for real estate agents and what the sub-industry says there are. And so here's what Howard said. On average, every person who's a buyer fills out like 3 form submits, and then those 3 form submits are sold 3 or 4 times. That means for every buyer out there, we as an industry are buying them that one lead 12 different times. That's a problem. Secret number 2, you can get good listing leads for less than $2,000 a month, $1,000 if you had to. That's total spend, and we're going to talk about that because we've got Landvoice on here, and they're a big part of this. So, do you want lots of leads or high quality leads? This is really important here, high quality leads. See, the best leads are those that have strong intent and high probability. I'm going to say that again, strong intent and high probability. So internet leads aren't the only leads out there. Strong intent means showing real consumer behavior, driving around a neighborhood, looking at open houses. Maybe the other high probability, they've previously listed a house. So secret number 2 is a company like Landvoice actually has redefined the best seller lead process out there. They have a system to pull everybody in your market who wants to sell and couldn't into one database. And we have virtual assistants that can call on those folks, left and right. Let me tell you, one of the biggest challenges that we have in the real estate world is knowing who wants to sell. But people who raised their hand and said, I wanted to sell, but I couldn't, those are the best leads. And this is secret number 2. There's only 2 reasons that a house doesn't sell. It's price or condition. And using a system like Landvoice to generate all of those leads, and then a virtual assistant from MyOutDesk to process those leads so that you can actually get your foot in the door, that is secret number 2, and it's a massive game changer for you guys, our audience, to understand. Secret number 3 is you can build a predictable business without hijacking your entire life. This is a big deal. Now, Tony Robbins said this, if you want to achieve success, all you need to do is find a way to model those who've already succeeded. So we have 3 predictable patterns for people who are successful. This is secret number 3. The first one is mastering time and productivity. If you don't have an assistant, you are an assistant. That's a big deal, okay? And like our friend Toril, she said, anything that can be done virtually should be done virtually. Pattern number 1 is all about mastering time for the real estate agent or the real estate professional to be dollar productive. Going after listings, going after people who want to buy and sell. That is the biggest difference maker in building a huge and massive team. Pattern number 2, this is the hardest part about real estate, really. When you want to grow, the only way you can do it is through others. Most agents struggle in that space. And this is where you go farther and faster. And we're going to talk today about how to do that and build a predictable business without hijacking your entire life and get you off that roller coaster of and being able to scale predictably. Okay, pattern number 3 is leadership and vision. One of my favorite clients out there in the world, they talk about, you know, I ask them how many transactions they want to do, and they turn around and they look at me and say, Daniel, we want to serve 250 families this year. The difference between those who are creating huge businesses, building good teams, building predictability into their life, is they've created a vision for their team, and everybody's on board for helping families. And I challenge you right now to create a vision that'll attract other people so you can build a big team. These are the predictable business things and secret number 3 of the difference makers of what will actually build a team. Now here's like just little nuggets. Don't try to hire somebody and try to turn them into Superman or Wonder Woman, because that just doesn't work. We're the business owners. When you're hiring an assistant, whether it's a virtual assistant or anyone else, you want to have a specific outcome in mind. You want them to accomplish one simple thing or 2, not a whole plethora of stuff. See, we're the real estate brokers, we're the agents, we know what our outcome is. We know what we need. But the challenge that we all have in that space is creating all these multiple different outcomes for somebody. So be specific, choose one thing. Like, I want all of my administrative tasks taken off your plate forever. We call this compounding leverage. It's kind of like compound interest. You can imagine it like, you know, when you put money in the bank and you're getting 6 or 7%, and all of a sudden 7 years later your money is doubled. It's the same concept with leverage. Once you take something off your plate, it's forever gone, and you get that time back for the rest of your career. Know exactly what revenue producing processes you will be implemented for you. Just like Lisa and Chris, and we're going to share what Lisa and Chris do in the next couple of slides. We've got some specific strategies that you can use with a virtual assistant to juice your revenue. Keep your new hire focused on fulfilling that one outcome until it's working. And only then do you add to their plate. This is a big deal when you're hiring somebody. Give them one outcome, make sure they nailed it, and give them another outcome later. Or simply make your next hire. Now, I know all of this is like, you know, drinking water from a fire hose. So I'm going to break it down. We've got some really great tools, and I'm going to bring Christoph back into the webinar in just a second. But we've got not only all the tools you need to be successful, but we've also got some proven strategies that we're going to give away for free. We call it business in a box. Okay, here's what you're going to get. When you hire a virtual assistant through us, you're going to get a virtual assistant who is exclusive to you. Meaning, look, if your outcome is more prospecting, we've got that. If your outcome is all my administrative tasks being handled by one person and having them own that entire outcome, like listing coordination, transaction coordination, managing a calendar, creating all the marketing pieces, whatever that outcome is, we've got somebody who's going to be exclusive to you, and they can get that outcome done for you. Here's the other thing. They're vetted, meaning our virtual assistants come with this concept of they get what our value proposition and what it's like to work with US clients. They want it. It's important to their family. It's a big impact to them. And they have the capacity, meaning we're only hiring administrative folks or marketing folks or prospecting people who have previous experience, expertise, and are employed. This is the 3 E's. That's part of the capacity piece. They're going to have great English. They're going to have an internet access that is high speed. They're going to have their own computer, and they're going to sit there and they're going to crush for you every single day. Here's another big deal about our vetting process. We do an FBI grade background check on them. So you're getting really highly qualified, highly experienced, people with expertise, people are currently employed doing that job, and then we handle all the payroll, all the benefits, all the medical, and you just have one flat fee. Now, when you sign up with us and you ask for business in the box, here's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get 5 proven strategies that our virtual assistants can actually implement with you. Open house strategy. Chris Suarez is a client of ours, and he's got this amazing 7-day step-by-step process for maximizing open houses. In fact, what Chris has done is every single open house that he does, he can attribute 2 closed transactions from. I think it's amazing. Also, Lisa Archer has this process of boom. It's bringing online, offline marketing. So Lisa produces or does not only the open house strategy from Chris, but she also incorporates our virtual assistants into prospecting in the neighborhood. So what's cool about this is every time she does an open house, she calls all the neighbors, she does a door knock, all with collateral and information provided by her virtual assistant. She has a marketing virtual assistant who takes care of all the paperwork, like flyers, door knockers or door hangers, all the Facebook posts that they put on there, all of the marketing that is done out in the world, and they call their database and invite them to the open house. In fact, I just did an interview with Lisa a couple days ago, I think now, and she was telling me when she doesn't tell her database where her open houses are, they'll message her and say, hey, where are your open houses this week? And so she's killed that open house and that marketing piece using virtual assistants, and she'll call before the open house, once it's under contract, and once it's closed. One of her favorite things is, help me pick your next neighbor. That's her line when she door knocks, and I think it's great. And we've got not only a checklist, but also a video about how she does it. Joel does a neighborhood niche, so he's dominated an entire neighborhood. If you're not currently doing that, I think this is a great one. And then Michael Mayer, 7 level of communication. He's a speaker, author, real estate guru. He's got the ultimate Facebook post, and we're going to share that process with you. And the 5th strategy that isn't on here, Christoph actually is going to provide not only an ebook, but also all the scripts to utilize Landvoice. So we've got all of this stuff that you get when you sign up for a virtual assistant, and we'll give it to you free for just joining this webinar today. Here's the thing. Here's what you're able to get. You're going to get time-robbing tasks off your plate forever. You're going to get hours of revenue productive time back every single day. I mean, literally, when measured, and we have a coach that we work with really closely that he measures all of his clients' revenue producing hours. On average, when a real estate agent or broker is prospecting and talking with clients, they produce $2,000 an hour. Imagine you can get all that time back to kill it on the listing side by constantly being productive. I mean, that's a big deal. What you're going to see is you're going to start seeing stability in your business. You're going to get predictable in the growth of your business. You're going to unlock consistent streams of new listings. I mean, all of those strategies can be implemented to generate listing business. Okay, known and proven processes are being implemented for you, even if you're busy or unavailable. This is a big deal. Christoph kind of alluded to it in the beginning of the call. We're all really busy. It's very hard to prospect every day for 4 hours. It's just one of the hardest things. You've got admin tasks, you got marketing tasks, you got a file that's going crazy, or you got a problem with a family member or a problem with a team member. One of the things that we do is we provide leverage to your team so that they can focus on their one thing, and that's a big deal for everybody. Here's what you're going to get rid of. You're going to get rid of feeling like you're always on the real estate roller coaster, losing your entire life and weekends to your business and client, wasting thousands of dollars on leads, marketings, ideas that simply don't work. Okay, one of the things about our 5 strategies is they're proven. One of the things about our virtual assistants are they've got experience, expertise, and they're currently employed doing the job you're going to hire them doing. So you're going to get proven people along with proven strategies and a proven system, just like Landvoice. You're also going to get rid of that uneasy feeling when you're not working, because you know that a business generating process is being implemented for you. You're going to the hair pulling process of finding and hiring team members, we eliminate that too. Here's what it costs. Everybody wonders, like, okay, what is this going to cost? A virtual professional from MyOutDesk is $17.47 a month. Okay, it's a great value. You're going to get twice the results, 3 times as fast when you use our 90-day launch product. So basically, here's what we're doing. Not only are we giving you a virtual assistant, but we're going to give you the 5 strategies. Then we're going to give you a launch guide. We're going to have a launch coach facilitating your first 90 days, and you're going to get hands-on help with onboarding. Also, with all of this, we're going to get a consultation. So when you go on our landing page, it's myoutdesk.com/Landvoice. You're going to sign up for a consultation, and a real estate professional, just like you and me, is going to talk to you about your particular outcomes, the things that matter to you, and then we're going to match them up and see if there's a way for us to work together. Okay, all of this just by going to our landing page and saying, yes, I want to talk to you. Now, the work-ready virtual assistant, $17.47. The 90-day launch, it's $9.97. And we're giving that to you for free. Who is this work for? If you're on this call right now and you're wondering, like, well, am I a good fit or am I not a good fit? These are the ideal people, okay? Real estate agents who already have 1 or 2 people on their team, but they need more help. Real estate entrepreneurs with teams who want to grow their GCIs. So larger teams that are trying to grow. Team leaders, meaning folks in an office who are running an office and they want to grow the overall production of the office. And real estate agents who already have an assistant now, but are starting to need to leverage that assistant to accelerate growth quickly. If all this did was get your hours back of revenue productive time or personal time, would that be worth it to you? Or predictably generate more listings every month, would that be worth it? Or it took you off the real estate roller coaster and you started to have predictability within your real estate business. So there are 2 options, 2 choices here. One is to go cheap and do nothing. The second option requires a little bit of a higher investment. But in exchange, we can devote more resources to guarantee your success. Basically, we're giving you the strategies and we're giving you a lot of free stuff. So this is the landing page. If you jump there, we're taking a $297 deposit so that we can talk to you, give you these strategies, get you signed up for our service, measure your outcomes, make sure we have somebody for you, and really make this process specific to you. But that's not all we're doing, and we need to get you the tools. And so, Christoph, I want you to come in here real quick. This is I really love what you guys are doing. It's close to $500 worth of value in pure discounts.
Right. Let me just explain a little bit what's included in that. We give you actually our Pro package for $90 for free. That will include for sale by owner data. All the for sale by owners scrubbed from 1,700 different sources. So we don't make sure you don't miss any. We give you all the expired leads, and not only the expired, we give you expired Pro. And what that means is that you will get 90 to 95% missing owner info, including cell phone numbers. So we have about a 90% nationwide average accuracy of our cell phone numbers for the expired. We also give you unlimited neighborhood search, which is invaluable if you want to do geographic farming, invite neighbors to open houses, or tell them that your lister has sold a home. Yeah. And so that is all included in the Pro bundle.
I love it. I love it. And look, that's not all. We've got some other stuff. We've got a 3-line dialer that you can sign up for free for the first 90 days. The data that you need from Landvoice. Now, you've got 2 options here. First, you could do nothing and not take this leap of faith and have zero risk. Or you can take this very small investment of $297, jump on, and see the value that we can provide to you. Here's what's different about us. We actually have a plan and a vision. We've got lots of options so you're not stuck. We've got a process for you to follow, and we've got proof that it actually works predictably. Now, you're going to do this, now or later. There's no choice about it. If you're a real estate person and you want to grow, there's just not a lot you can do. You've got to hire a team, you've got to get some leverage, and you've got to have great systems like Landvoice. And so we've got a couple other free gifts. Right now, Firepoint, because you become a client with MyOutDesk, is offering a $300, basically a free setup, which is huge. Firepoint does a great job in the CRM, so you can have all of Landvoice flow into that CRM or any other CRM. Landvoice, one of the things that's great about Landvoice and what Christoph and I have been talking about is that you can export anything into your CRM and start dialing on it from Landvoice, and it's a really great service. So this is, again, the landing page, in case you missed it. We're going to jump on. If you have any questions, you can raise your hands. You can get through. We can start actually chit-chatting real quick. What's great about this is that, again, you're going to get the 5 strategies, including the Landvoice. We're going to give you, an open house strategy, a Facebook marketing strategy, a Boom, Lisa Archer's strategy for door knocking and maximizing the neighborhood kind of farming. And we're Michael Mayer's strategy of like getting referrals and really driving in engagement with your database. It looks like we have some questions. I'm really excited about that. Let me see. Here we go. I got all these questions. This is good. Great. Now, our assistants, our virtual assistants sign basically a document for us, with us. We're in a contract with them that requires confidentials. They're not licensed, and so there are several states that have a challenge around non-licensed people making prospecting calls. But here's how you use them, and a lot of our clients do that. They'll pull all the data from Landvoice, load them into the dialer, and get them all set, scrubbing all the ones that relisted, doing all the work of getting prepped. So you, as the real estate professional, can just come into your office and nail it and work through all of the calls that need to happen right at 8 a.m., right when you get that data. Let's see, if your initial small $1,000 budget, well, here's the beauty of, Fredo asked this question, what strategies would you use with a business that has a small initial $1,000 budget? One beautiful thing about having Landvoice on is that FSBOs and expireds and neighborhood calling around some of your existing listings, that's one of the best ways, because these people have tried to sell in the past, and for whatever reason, they haven't been able to sell. So I think it's a great way for you to actually get value just by knowing who has real buyer intent. So that's a big deal. This is another question from Jeff. Can one VA do both admin and outbound calling when times allow? It's a great question, Jeff. We have full-time people only. And here's the thing about calling. And you saw a slide early on that says, pick one outcome. The reality is an administrative person, that outcome is, admin. I think of them as turkey sandwich. They eat the same food every day. They show up on time every single day. They're very processed and systemized in the way that they do what they do. Whereas a caller, somebody who's doing outbound prospecting, those folks are typically relational, which is a huge deal. They like to meet people and they like to talk to people and they like to connect. And so details aren't always a part of their world. They're people-oriented rather than process-oriented. So my suggestion, Jeff, is you choose one outcome, hire for that one particular outcome. If you're a real estate agent and you need scripts or you want to process, we'll help. Those 5 strategies that we have on the landing page is huge. So I would definitely jump into that and choose an outcome. Let's see. How much is it for a virtual assistant to prospect? So our cost is $17.47 a month. Roy asked this question at 11:30. It's really important, Roy, if you're currently prospecting utilizing Landvoice or a system out there, that you bring them up to speed. So the $17.47 is a flat monthly fee. You get billed twice a month. You got to get them coached just like you got coached in the beginning to do the job of closing. And within 90 days, our people are typically launched and prospecting and killing it. The deposit, how much is the monthly fee? Okay, so the deposit is $297 to have a consultation that is specific to your outcomes, okay? So you spend the $297, decide to move forward with us and hire a virtual assistant. We're actually going to get you at $1747 a month, but then we're going to give you those 5 strategies. You get a 90-day launch with, Landvoice, FirePoint, a 3-way dialer if you'd like. So we're packing this with a ton of value for the $297 and the free consultation. And so that's a good one. I'd like to see the recording. We are going to send this replay out to the world. So don't worry about that if you're here. We're going to give that. And where are the assistants located? That's a great question. All of our folks are in the Philippines, and they're all over there. We've got about 1,200 right now, and they're all there helping real estate agents and brokers and teams and businesses grow. So everything from the outcomes that we help with are administrative or operational in nature, marketing, like creating the flyers, getting the listings online, doing the Facebook posts, getting all the door hangers out, making sure that the whole world knows that you have a listing and that it needs to sell. And then the last one is prospecting, which we talked here about with Landvoice. So guys, I really appreciate your time. This is where you would go to get started. It's a really great free offer. Check out myoutdesk.com/Landvoice. Christoph, is there anything that we need to add to this conversation?
So a question that I would have as an agent is, who trains my virtual assistant on how to use the Landvoice leads in the Landvoice system? It's an important thing to know, right? And so what we do and what we commit ourselves to is that we train not only the virtual assistant, but we also train you or anybody else on your team who will manage that virtual assistant personally. And that is very important because this is about time saving, right? We don't want you to worry about making the phone calls, but we also don't want you to worry about having to train virtual assistant on how to use Landvoice.
Yeah, we've got another question that I want. Denise asked a question. Expired info doesn't have a lot of value in my market right now. It's true nationally across the country. And you should write this down if you've hung out and you're one of the 100 and so people still on this webinar. Right now, our market has 2.8 months of inventory nationally. That means if we stop selling today, not another listing went on the market, in 2.8 months, all the listings would be gone and we'd have nothing to sell. Now, a normal market is 5 to 6 months. That's like a normal market across the country. So most markets are super tight. And what I love about Landvoice is they don't just do expireds. You've got FSBOs there, okay? You have a neighborhood search. So let's say you have an open house, you decide to use the strategy and you call the entire neighborhood, Landvoice can facilitate that. They also do pre-foreclosures. Even though we have a tight market, 12% of our country is still underwater in their mortgage. There's a lot of damage still from the Great Recession that isn't yet worked out of the market. And so you've also got a lot of things that you can do with a virtual assistant that isn't specific to an expired listings. I'll give you an example. Even if you're not right now prospecting on Landvoice, that's okay, but I bet you're doing some kind of prospecting, and I bet some of the admin or marketing tasks that you do every single day, if removed from your plate, you could do more marketing. You could do things like what Toril does, which I love. Toril does, pie days and invites all of her clients. She does movie days and invites her clients in to watch Zootopia, for instance. She did that last year. So there's lots of opportunities to have a virtual assistant help prospect your sphere of influence. There's lots of opportunities to help them prospect, prospect across all of your referrals, all of your past clients, everybody in your database, and just keep in touch with your previous clients. And I think that's a big deal. But the other part is just removing all the administrative tasks off your plate. So that's a great question. Is there anything else before we leave, Christoph? We're gonna cut it short, a little bit short. We've covered good stuff. We've got great offers, great strategies. I want to thank you for your time today. It's been awesome to present to your folks.
Thank you so much, Daniel. I just want to add one thing to the lady who asked about expireds being low in her market. And all of you, 87 who are still on, this is going to be a golden nugget for you. Daniel just mentioned that the recession in the industry a few years ago allows us now to bring those homes back on the market and put them on the market. These are called old expireds. What I would do if you're struggling with daily expireds, call on the old expireds from 2014 who tried to sell the home at that time. The value has increased tremendously. They can bring it back on the market today and be completely satisfied with the price that they're getting. However, there are hardly any agents calling on those folks. The reason why is because when they get a database knowing who they are, most of them turn out to have sold or went into foreclosure or short sale. What we at Landvoice do, and we can provide you with a completely pre-scrubbed list with all the old expireds who still own that property. We do an absentee owner search, we do a cell phone number search, and then on top of that, we give you those lists exclusively. We only allow one agent per zip code and year for those old expireds. That is a great solution. I hope that helps for you. If you have any questions, go on that landing page, give us a call, and we tell you more about it. Thank you so much, Daniel, for the incredible presentation. It is really a solution for those who don't have time to call, who hate calling, who realize the need for a virtual assistant. And I can personally vouch that MyOutDesk has an incredible track record. I don't know of any of our clients who actually canceled MyOutDesk after they started using the virtual assistants. So there might be a few here and there, and maybe that has to do with other factors, but it's certainly not the quality of those virtual assistants. They're incredible. So thank you so much for being on there. Again, that website you can go to take advantage of that offer is myoutdesk.com/Landvoice. Thank you so much.
All right, Christoph, have a great day, and thanks everybody for joining us. Bye.
Goodbye.